So, are you stressed? I'm not sure if that's even a question in this generation. Um, so this year I chose to do a presentation on stress because it's my senior year and I'm sure that it's full of stress. I assumed it's gonna be. So this is my presentation. What is secondhand stress? I wasn't sure what it was at first, and I wasn't sure if it even existed. But then I did an experiment, and I came to know that it's stress that you observe with your environment and your surroundings in your daily life that you don't realize. Like when you're home, it could be your parents or your siblings, and then when you're in school, it's your friends or even teachers at times. And I'm sure some of us have jobs, so it can even be co-workers at work. So I did my experiment, and here I went in a few classes and advisories and talked to a few students about it. And then I gave them a survey about just to see what stress is. So then I asked them, when they go to bed, when do they fall asleep? Like, yes, we go to bed, but we, of course, we don't really just go to bed simply. So most of them, as you see, said that they go after an hour or two. Then that proves that if you're stressed, you can't really just fall asleep even if you wanted to. It's just that your brain doesn't agree in a way, so it's active. 8% of the students supported that they don't really care about their surroundings, but then 41% showed that they care, but they don't really just talk to them. So if you see someone that's upset in your class, you don't approach them, but you're well aware that they are upset. 49% of the students said that they would approach and they would communicate with them. So that kind of shows that by sharing your stress or your story, it kind of stresses the other person out, but they don't really realize it because they're not aware of it. So ways we pile stress upon ourselves is like refusing to exercise. Believe it or not, if you exercise, it actually gets your mind off of like the stress, or it like distracts you in a way. Even committing to like busyness with papers and other homework that we have. Even nutrition sometimes is stressful because if you don't have the proper diet, your mind isn't fully active, I should say. And when you get put into problems or situations, you don't really respond to them as you're supposed to. Even psychological attachments to other people's problems and self-sabotaging. So, stress levels in America. As you see that the adults and the teens are moderately stressed, not more extreme or low. I came up with this theory that if someone's extremely stressed, you wouldn't really talk about it because I feel like you'd fall into the category of depression, or you just wouldn't be as social as you normally are. And if you're low stressed, you just disregard it because you don't realize it. So how can you realize that if you're stressed or not? Well, since stress is contagious and it's similar to secondhand smoke, but not really. When you're a victim of secondhand smoke, you don't really realize what is happening to your body or what you're observing. It just happens. So to prevent that, you can catch the symptoms or realize them or recognize them before it's too late. Because like for secondhand stress, it's just stress that you got from someone else. You'd be more tired, you'd have random outbursts on other people, and then you'd feel like disorganized and you'd forget stuff. So how...
Yeah, that's what was there.
Okay, so how can we cope with stress? Well, some people decide that spending time with friends and family helps, hanging out, distracting yourself basically, video games, listening to music, and eating. As you see, most people choose eating over other options, and these are the ages. So as you see that all ages, no matter what you compare, eating is the most. Even if you're 67 or you're old, you still pick eating. So 39% of the people say that stress has increased in the past year for them. 52% of the people say that stress keeps them awake at night, which proves that the theory that I did earlier in the school and asked them what time do they go to bed after like they're actually in bed, like they go late, so it kind of goes hand in hand. Stress balls actually help when you're in bed and you aren't able to sleep. There are theories that if you count or you think about something else, it kind of like relaxes your mind. Stress balls help too. This is an interview that I interviewed Mrs. Richmond, the psychology teacher, to get a perspective for secondhand stress. So she kind of summarizes what I say.
Yeah, I don't know.